Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, I think I'm behind with 2 episodes of being a Xaba. But I'll just talk about what happened in these last 2 episodes in this one video. Now, you guys, when being a Xaba started, when the show started, I said that this is a really good show. I said that it was a good show because I felt like it was another show where we will be seeing that daughters, father daughters relationships and sons, father relationships, and then sons and daughters, and all of that. And also, we were going to be seeing the sibling relationships because these are siblings, but they're not from the same biological parents. Okay, same father, but not the same mother. And then there's the new young wife, Kabab Klaba. I felt like they had enough. They could give us enough, like really good storylines, but all of the storylines, there's not even a need to fake anything because there are relationships that exist that have tension, and some people have misunderstandings and all of that. And I felt like if the show was going to be focused on them, maybe trying to get more understanding of each other and their relationships, and maybe trying to resolve some things, we might end up with really, really good content that a lot of people might be able to relate to it. And I think, honestly, you guys, they are trying with their father, but Abba is a kind of father that does not allow his kids to just have some relaxed time with him. And also, he does not allow them to talk. He does not allow them to just be happy around him. So he's that kind of a father that throughout the day you would be happy, but when he comes home, the fun is gone. He looks and sounds like that kind of a father. Like everybody will be having fun, everybody will be getting along, and then as soon as he comes home, it's just like everybody is now quiet. You don't know. You wanna sit down. You don't know if you should sit down. You should stand. You don't know if you should eat. You shouldn't eat. It's just like everything. When he's around, everything depends on his mood, and he's never really concerned about how people are feeling and what they're thinking, and all of that is all about him and what he needs that day and how he's feeling. That the only feelings that are important are his feelings. He really sounds like that a kind of a father. And I think that as much as the kids have been attempting to have conversations with him, I don't think it's working because I think he's not intentional about sharing that part of the journey. I'm not sure if they did sit down before they did the show and said, okay, Dad, we're going to do this show, but this is what we want to show. Because we have this thing that a reality show is a reality show. Like they can just come to my house. Like right now, I'm here. Suppose it is in another room, and then boys in another room. We can just be like this, and then there's a reality show, and then the camera can come to this room, and then the other room, and then the other room, and then my husband is sitting there watching soccer, and then there can be a reality show. If it was like that, then all reality shows would really be boring. But I feel like with storylines, you have to be intentional. It does not have to be a lie, it can be a real life. But let's just dive into why we have tension in our relationships, how we relate to each other. So you get to have conversations that you wouldn't normally have, but those conversations are still about things that exist and things that are really challenging in your relationship, and there are things that you really want to resolve, and you can end up resolving things even within a space a reality show, but we haven't seen it happen a lot, but it can happen. So now I don't know if they did sit and talk about what their goal and intention with doing a reality show is, and if they had any kind of strategies to say this, we want to show more of uh Xaba's relationships with his children, and so you are going to have those difficult conversations with your kids. You're going to sit down and have conversations with each of the, if they desire to have a conversation with you, if they desire to resolve something with you, if they desire to have an understanding of some sort, then you have to have that. uh, I feel like Xaba is going about his life like I'm saying, that if they had to come here in my house to shoot a relationship and we just continue to live our lives, but that does not work for a reality show. It just feels like, so I think the kids have been attempting to have the show a little bit more structured, but Uqaba is just living his life. So I don't know if they had a conversation to say, Baba Pela, we'll be shooting a show, so there are meetings that you wouldn't normally have, but you might have to have. You are forced to sit down with somebody now. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know. So like that conversation that I think it was T Unkule, and then it was him. Who else was there? But they were trying to have a conversation with him about somebody from the church that is causing conflict with family, and they wanted to have that, and he did not. He was not budging. There was that conversation that he had with Ndu. I think it was episode 2, where I felt like he was not giving Ndu enough chance to speak, and I feel like, yes, you guys, we have to respect our parents, but there's a level of respect that we do have to give to our kids, in a sense that even if you don't agree with them, but you have to at some point like give them a chance to hear them out. What do they have to say? And also, the kids are not kids, they're all adults. So I don't know, you guys. I don't feel like he has any kind of, and I think that Xaba knows that he hasn't been present in their lives. And if he had to sit with each of them, he would just look like a bad father, because each of them will probably have a complaint about their childhood and how things went when they were children. And he does not want to do that. And I don't know, you guys, I feel like I am not sure about the direction that the show is going to take if Xaba is not going to be willing to interact with his kids and deal with real issues. Now, the kids are nice enough to organize like a party for his birthday, even though they might have complaints. I mean, I think it was Zevile and Zianda, the two daughters, that said that Xaba had been absent in their lives. They don't even want to change their surname to Xaba because he hadn't been that present. Even them, when T is bringing up the fact that they're going to have a birthday party, they want to come. Even the siblings that we hadn't necessarily met on the show, they are willing to come. So all of his kids are willing to come to a birthday party. They're excited about the fact that there's going to be a birthday party, and they do show up. And I think, you guys, Xaba is like the luckiest man, but I don't think that he sees it. Because for your kids to say, you have not been a present father, but I will be present for you. That's basically what they're saying. They're like, you might not have been present, but what can we do about that? You are still our father. So when we need to be present, we will be present. So they show up for his birthday. Tell me why Xaba is walking there with the face that looks like he's saying, what are you all doing here? To have all of you, I don't know how many of them are there. I hadn't counted at the table. But to have all of your kids there, guys, like you walk in a room and it's full of your kids. Who wouldn't have a smile on? Like, who wouldn't smile? Like a simple smile. Who wouldn't smile? And I feel like most parents, as they grow older, which is what I feel with our mom just wants us to come home, all of us to come home. And it's like, sometimes we're like, so, senza njani sisibuye ekhaya singayi sishiyimende, but for her, that's the best thing. When we all show up at home, that is like the best thing. But with Xaba, it's almost like when his kids are together, it bothers him. it bothers him. Akafuni. So I did not understand why it did not look happy. Even if it's somebody that has a delayed reaction, a smile, guys, a smile. Your kids, as it's your birthday, you walk into a room, all of your kids are there. Obviously, they are not there to confront you because they are all wearing black. The decoration there shows because they are there for the birthday party. Why wouldn't he just be happy that they are having that birthday party for him? I don't understand him. I don't understand him. And he's very lucky that with everything that they've said about their relationships with their father not being perfect, but they still want to be around him. They still say that they love him. They still say that with everything that happened in their childhood, they don't have a problem with him. Most of them are saying that. But the way that he is, I mean, even in the episode, I think tomorrow we're going to have an episode. He is going to be talking about the whole thing of Ayik Ndlalifa kaXaba. Like, what is that? Ayik Nkosana, Ayik Ndlalifa kaXaba. Like, what is that? It's your birthday. Just say thank you to your children. Smile. Say thank you. They came together to have this really nice birthday party for you when you haven't been a perfect father, because obviously, clearly, but his kids are very, very forgiving. Let me say that. And all of them equally, they are just nice, and they want to be around him. They want to be around even his wife, who sometimes is not very, because at the party she is going to be upset that they are greeting the father. The father is the birthday boy. So when everybody is delivering a speech, they are standing up to say, hi, nonkosi, ngibingelela unonkosi, nomama ufuna ukubingelela unonkosi nonkosikazi. Mhlawumbe nawe ufuna bathi happy birthday dad, happy birthday you too stepmother. I don't know, bamuncu nonkosikazi, bamuncu. So my thing is, Season 1 of Being a Xaba is still good. But I do feel like Xaba has to be willing to deal with his kids if this is going to continue being a good show. If he is going to avoid his kids and not, because it does look like, I don't want to say it, but it does look like he doesn't really want them around. So it's then I started even to feel like, should they have done the show without him and just focus on sibling relationship? Let the show be structured around sibling relationship and just forget about the father, because it doesn't even look like we are going to be getting a lot from him, and it doesn't look like they are going to be getting a lot from him, because he does not look like he wants to give them a chance to resolve anything. He's irritated by their praise. What kind of... Guys, the men that are like the men that are on TV right now, it's such an unfair and I don't know if I should say an unfair, but it's all negative. But we know that we do have good South African men. But the men that we are having right now, it's Seleko on TV. It's Seleko. It's Xaba. It's Nala. It's almost like the what they represent is that a man should just, if you can provide financially, and then you just have lots of kids, that's what a man is. We want to sit on something different. We really do want to. We do need to see something different. We do need to You see, even English is running away. We do need to see something different when it comes to the representation of men in South Africa, because what we are seeing in our TV screen is just like... And then Nala is even worse, because Nala is not even providing financially, but we'll talk about it when we talk about his show, because he's not paying his bonds. The wives are complaining that he's not paying the bonds. Hi guys. But anyway, I am disappointed by Ubab Klaba. I'm disappointed by his reaction to his kids planning this beautiful party for him, because my thing is parents are usually very, very happy to see their kids coming around them. I do not understand his reaction to the party and also his unwillingness to hear his kids. But if we are being real, there are fathers like that. There are fathers like that. Even if you have an issue and your issue is legit, they will never sit down and have a conversation with you, and they will talk over you and overtalk you. And as a child, you are always going to be wrong. You are never going to get from your father, your feelings are valid. Your thoughts are valid. No. Your thoughts and feelings and everything is never valid. It's just them. He is that kind of a father. And it's getting on my nerves right now. Anyway, you guys. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at the party. Does it get better? Does the tension dissolve after its kashana of being at the party? Because if it doesn't, all of that. And guys, I'm realizing that everybody hates Unkule, who is their stepmother, that is saying she's still married to Utlaba. So I kind of feel like I want to see more. I want to hear more from Unkule. Everybody seems to have a problem with Usihle. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she was very close to her father. And I want to see more of Sihle just hanging out with the siblings that don't like her, because that is how we are going to get to understand. Do they have valid complaints when it comes to Sihle? Or it's just one of those where if you are closer to a parent, then you end up seeming like a favorite, so the other siblings won't like you. But I'm feeling like if most of the siblings are feeling like there is something shading or Sihle, maybe there is, but we are not seeing all of those things that they are saying yet, And I'm like feeling like if so many people are having the same feel the same about you, maybe it's true, but I also just feel like I want to say it. But unless they do hang out, all of them with Sihle, I don't know if I can say that Sihle is what they say she is. Also, T. I love T. And I love that Uti is that sibling that is always trying to bring people together. But I'm starting to feel like Uti in the way that she handles relationships with the siblings. It's that typical family member that seems to get along with everybody. But what happens is that when they talk about for an example, she hangs out with Sihle, but when she's with the other siblings, they're talking about Sihle, she seems to enjoy Umkosi and kumenza abuke njengexoki Uthi. And then she goes and hangs out with Uswazi. And then after hanging out with Uswazi, she goes and hangs out with the siblings, and she's telling them what was happening with her hangout with Swazi. And then the other siblings would be saying shady things, and she'd be laughing and having fun with them. That looks like Ubqok. So I feel like with her, it's that thing of if you are a friend to everybody, you always just look shady. It just looks shady if you are able to get along with everybody, especially if you are getting along with people that don't get along, because you kind of have to act like, here and then there. You understand? So I don't know. I'm not sure about Uti. Even though I do like that on the show, she is actively doing things that create sense for the show, that give us good TV. I like that about her. But I'm just seeing Lobo, because she gets along with everybody, she gets to gossip about everybody with everybody else, and then she gets to tutor in from here to there to there to there, and I'm like, yes. Anyway, you guys, that's how I'm feeling about the show. For now, I am still watching. I probably won't miss an episode, but I do have those small worries about the direction of the show. Anyway, you guys, let's meet in the comment section. Let me hear what you think about what's happening with the clubbers. Like the video before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers in Tanda. Kakulu.